if you choose the wrong style of launching your business or your products, you can go deeply in the hole.
Copying somebody else's funnel or launch, right? Without understanding what is their full customer journey.
There's just so many different mechanisms, and everybody says they have the right one. And it really all comes down to price. Are we rich yet? What's going on, my friend? You're listening to Are We Rich Yet? And I'm Colton Havens here with the beautiful Rocio Arajave. And this show is for business owners who want funnels that convert, offers that make sense, and ads that actually produce results. So ultimately, we're here to make money.
Yes, and each episode we break down one real strategy you can use to build more predictable revenue without wasting money or chasing the new shiny object of the week.
And today we're talking about the dangers of copying the wrong launch style. Okay? Because there is a certain style of how you launch your products or your businesses so that way you can make money. And if you choose the wrong one, you can end up deep in the hole. So we're going to go over that. And by the time you end this podcast today, you're going to know which style that you need. Okay. So, first things first, I'm going to throw it over to Rocio and let's break down how many different styles of launches there are. And then we'll go over which one that you need for which business.
Right. I think is a good point. I think that this episode is so important because I know that the term funnel hacking, right, was popularized by Russell Brunson, right? And funnel hacking, a lot of people started looking at somebody else's funnel and then say, "Oh, I'm going to do that exact same thing for my business," right? Without knowing everything there. So, first of all, let's cover the types of launches and then why you shouldn't be blindly funnel hacking or copying right somebody else's launch. So first of all, you have, let's say you have the book funnel, right? Basically, you already wrote a book and now you put that on a funnel and launch it. You have a webinar funnel, and again, different types of webinar. It can be paid, it can be free. You can have challenge funnels. Again, most of you probably have been part of a challenge where it's a multi-day event and usually it's virtual, right? So it can be free or paid. You can have a summit, right? Again, multi-day event, and it can be virtual or in person. Um, you tell me more. It's like low ticket offers, right? You can have low ticket funnels where you can sell things for 5, 10, $20, all the way to less under $500 on a funnel. That's another kind of launch. What else? An in-person event, right? Another in-person event. That's also to
A
sell.
live, you have live webinar, live events versus pre recordings.
Yeah. And it can also be a VSL to book a call, which usually is done for selling high ticket items. So, Colton, do you want to cover a couple of the different price points and everything that you can see in the different launches?
Yeah, so here's how we can identify which one of these mini launches that Rocio just went over. And that's easy to get confused. It's easy to get overwhelmed, especially either if you're brand new or you just want to sell a new offer. Okay, there's just so many different mechanisms, and everybody says they have the right one. Okay, and it really all comes down to price. Okay, so if you are selling something that is over $5,000. So over probably $3,500. If you're selling anything over $3,500, you most likely need a phone call VSL funnel or a 5-day challenge. Now, the reason is the more expensive the product is, the more time they need with you to build trust. Okay? So the lower that we go in the prices, the less time that we need with our customers for them to give us money. So $3,500 and above, you need a 5-day challenge or a 3-day challenge, or you do a VSL book a call so they can get on a call with here and we can build trust in that short amount of time. Then if you have the next tier, which is going to be basically, $600 all the way up to the $3,000 mark, maybe considered mid ticket. This is where you use a webinar. And a webinar is a 90-minute sales presentation that is scripted in such a perfect way. By the time they get to the end, they have no reason not to buy. Okay. This is still the best way to sell any product on the market. Some people even use webinars just to book the calls and sell high tickets. So it was a mixture. It's a mixture of sell them for 2 hours and then the call. That means what? The price tag is really high. It's most likely five, 10,000 or more. Okay. And anything below $500, you can do a VSL page or just words on a website, and that should be good enough to sell the product. Okay. So, where is your price point in your business? What is it? What is the price point that you're selling? That determines which one of these that you sell. Now, you can do a mixture. You can do a little mixture of both because at the end of the day, we all want to sell high ticket. Okay. We all have to have something. We all have to have two offers, really. We need an offer that's easy and a no brainer for people to say our low ticket offers or mid ticket offers, even. Okay. It just needs to be a no brainer and there needs to be no physical labor or intensive process for you to deliver on. So you can make sales and rinse and repeat. Okay. Then you have the next big tier, which is your high ticket. Okay. Now, you can do mixtures of webinars to the high ticket, or you can do a VSL where they buy something and then phone call. But at the end of the day, it is all comes down to how can you spend the most amount of time with that person so they can build trust. Rocio, you have anything to add to that?
No, that's perfect. And I think I want to cover uh, the danger behind copying it, right? So if this is where it gets dangerous. Copying somebody else's uh, funnel or launch, right? Without understanding what is their full customer journey, right? So Colton explained something very key, and is that some people make that mixture, right? That mix of funnels, like a low ticket and then the call, right? And it's understanding the customer journey and the customer's temperature. And let me explain what that means. So, a person can have a funnel and it will be straight into buying whatever, let's say the course. But what you don't know is what is the temperature of the audience he's sending that funnel to, right? Which means, are they a warm lead, warm leads that are in their community, right? These are people that know him, trust him, or is this a cold traffic, right? A brand new person that doesn't know anything about this expert, right? And this usually come from paid ads. So the first thing that you need to know is like maybe that guru has two versions of the funnel. Maybe they have two versions and you don't know about it, right? Maybe they have two versions, one for their warm traffic, which they don't need that much nurturing because they already like him and trust him. And then maybe the other version is more elaborated. Maybe it has more copy into it. Maybe it has a longer VSL. Maybe it has a webinar in front of it, just because the cold traffic needs a little bit more nurturing before they're ready to buy. But without you knowing the context and where this person is launching these funnels, copying it blindly, it actually can cost you, right? Because, for example, if you actually copy the version for the warm leads and then you start running traffic and then you say, oh, this funnel doesn't convert, well, guess what? That funnel was never meant to see cold traffic audience, right? And that's the dangers of just copying blindly or funnel hacking somebody's funnel. Same thing goes with the book call, right? Some people start copying a book call funnel, right? A book call funnel uh, with a VSL or whatever they have, but then they don't understand the traffic, right? Again, traffic temperature is important, but also the price tag and the journey. If that funnel is only meant to see people that just bought a course, it's more likely that people are going to book a call with that person. But if this is the first time that they're looking at the calendar to book a call with that person, maybe that funnel is not going to convert. But without you knowing where the traffic is coming. Let's say that they're coming from funnel one, and then funnel two is book a call with me, and you're only seeing funnel two. You don't know that there's a whole journey that this person has designed to get a person to book a call with them. Maybe it's a two-step funnel. They have funnel one, maybe it's a low ticket, maybe it's a webinar, right? And then you have funnel two, book a call with me. And if you're only seeing this one, the last one, and then it's not working for you, it's because you didn't understand the entire background of that person and how they're bringing their leads to flow into the high ticket. And this is why it's very important that you are very conscious of understanding what is the journey, what is the background, the context that this expert is using to bring leads into different funnels, right? That's the danger of just copying blindly. And that's why you need to make sure that you understand your customer, where are they, right? If they're a cold person or a warm person, and what is going to be the right mechanism to attract them and to buy from you.
That's right. So that's the episode for today, my friends. So if this episode helped you to see your funnels, offers, or ads more clearly, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. And if you want to figure out which one of these mechanisms you should use for your offer or your next launch, go to launchesandconversions.com and you can book a call with either myself or Rocio, and we'll take a look at your marketing and your funnels and your offers and figure out why they're not working or how to scale them even further. Okay, now that you've made it to the end of this episode, you can ask yourself, are we rich yet?
And that's it for today. If this saved you time, money, or frustrations, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you want our help dialing this for your business, just go to launchesandconversions.com, book a call with us, and either Colton and I will look at your stuff and help you get better results. That's where we're going to go deeper. Okay. So see you on the next episode.